Well, you were trying to remind me earlier about extreme mini golf.
Oh yeah. Okay, so do you remember playing it now? Now that you know.
I feel like I definitely remember that. You'll have to explain it. I remember something
Sure.
in that name.
So there's a mini golf course where we both used to live, and it was me, you, and Samuel.
Yeah, I remember Samuel was the was the creator.
On a school trip, on my one semester at a normal school, we went to this mini golf place, and we decided to play extreme mini golf, which I feel like you can get the gist of it pretty simply. Basically, you just have to hit the ball as hard as you can.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. But then I was like, how does that game even work? But I do remember Samuel just absolutely wailing on the ball.
Yes. And so for some friends and I we used to go to this place like every other week. And so recently we were like, oh, we should go back, just hang out for a bit. It'll be fun. And we're like, yeah. And one of the holes, what it was you were on top of a hill and there were some fences that you had to hit your ball under to get it down. And the thing is, the fences are no longer there, right?
Okay.
And I feel like part of the reason is because I distinctively remember putting a hole in the fence.
Distinctively or distinctly?
Distinctively.
Oh, distinctively. Okay.
Yeah, I remember putting a hole through the fence when we played this game.
Like,
and now I'm like, wait a second.
Back in the school days?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But also just thinking about it and realizing where we were, how stupid and dangerous that was.
That was very stupid and very dangerous.
Like we could have hit somebody's car, we could have hit somebody.
Well, I'd like to think that we weren't hitting towards the parking lot and we're at least looking maybe before we hit it, but
nope, we 100%. At least Samuel and I were not. You may have been.
I was being responsible. You play extreme mini golf responsibly, but yeah, that doesn't sound like a great game. But what? So you would lose the ball after the first hit is essentially what it sounds like.
No, you could find it again.
But it sounds like half the game is spent looking for the ball.
Not if you hit it into the hole.
But you're hitting it. Are you hitting it to the hole or are you hitting it as hard as you can? What is the goal?
You have to get it in the hole by hitting it as hard as you can.
I see.
Like, okay. It's still golf.
So you're not
changing the fundamental rules of golf.
You're still going towards the hole, but you're not
full power, full send every stroke.
My motto.
Gross. Hello, and welcome to Die on Any Hill, where I, Auntie, and my co-host McKay pick any stupid opinion and will fight to the death against anybody about it. Except we don't actually really fight that much, and we ramble a lot, but you know.
This is true. I feel like we do fight. We fight a little bit.
A little bit. There's a little fighting.
Yeah.
It's not that we're fighting each other, it's more that we're building fortifications, you know?
That's not really fighting. So, but yeah. Building on any hill should maybe be the name.
I mean, well, I guess it is dying on any hill. So as long as we're dying, it's okay.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind. I'll make sure to die at some point.
So, I've been doing some thinking, reminiscing on my childhood recently and all that. And, a game that is played... That was played a lot in my childhood, and that really has disappeared since my adulthood, is Punch Buggy. Like, when's the last time you saw a Volkswagen Beetle, yelled Punch Buggy, and then just slugged your friend as hard as you could?
I don't think I ever personally did that myself. I remember you never lived. I remember you doing it to me, for sure.
No.
But I don't think I
No.
ever did it to anybody else. Because it's kind of rude.
Anyways,
It's kind of rude.
it's a classic game of abuse that we all know and love. But here's the thing, okay? They stopped making the Volkswagen Beetle, okay? There's not as many of them around, so you have less opportunity. And we need to switch it up. We need to choose a different car that every time you see gives you permission to commit acts of violence.
When did they...
And I think...
Oh, sorry. Not to interrupt.
Yeah.
When did they stop making
When did they...
the Volkswagen Beetle?
When did they stop making
Like, how
that?
many are still on the road?
There's a few. I still see them around every once in a while, but... ...2019, they stopped production of them.
Dang. I didn't know that they had stopped doing that.
I was very sad about it, because I do love them. But I think that the car that inspires the most rage and violent tendencies in me is the Tesla Cybertruck. Okay?
Okay, so... But you said you loved the Volkswagen Beetle. So now
Yes.
these are two different emotions.
But it's also something that makes me want to punch people.
The Beetle makes you want to punch
Yes.
people? Okay.
It's like a it's like a Pavlovian response,
yeah,
okay? I
you
just
just-
see one and I start swinging.
But you're happy at least.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, kids these days, they need an excuse for violence. Video games are not enough.
That's true. They
need the real
they
thing.
need and just it's something like you know, it's not going to kill anybody, but everyone should learn
Right.
how to take a punch.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So
Just like everyone should learn to take a fall. Like you got to learn to know how to take the hits.
and
But-
I think there are significantly less Cybertrucks than there are Beetles at the moment.
There are at least 4 in this town, in this city.
There are, I think, two different ones that I've seen multiple times. I think in this one, in my town.
But that's the thing, is like the Beetle was not like you saw one every time you drove.
That's true.
It's like an every once in a while thing. It's just teasing you a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but I guess they do pop out a lot more. Like you definitely see a cyber. I feel like I just kind of overlook Beetles. Maybe it's because I never played the game, so I didn't look for them.
Yeah.
But a Cybertruck,
exactly.
I instantly know when I see it. I don't know. I'm just trying to think: is the ratio the same? Like, will there be more or less punches thrown by switching the car?
I think it will be comparable.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to... I think it's going to be an equilibrium. I think it will be a little less, but that's okay, okay?
Is there anything lost in the game by now making it a very angry, aggressive type game rather than like a happy, friendly, kind of just
It's a game
jovial?
about punching each other,
okay.
McKay.
But it was kind of fun before. Like everyone would laugh and be like,
Yeah.
punch bug. But now it's gonna be
and
like...
now you can be like... But,
and
yeah, and now you can
But the
still
way
do
you're
that, but
saying
with
it
the
is you're
Cybertruck.
mad. You're angry about the Cybertrucks and they make you... It's not a game. You just want to hurt someone when you see one.
I mean...
See one.
It's not like I see a Cybertruck and I'm gonna start, you know, like stabbing people. I'm not, you know, it's not like it doesn't invite rage, but it's also like I see a Cybertruck and I just want it to be crumpled.
So
I want it to break in the most horrendous ways.
so the next best option is to break the person next to you in the most horrific ways.
Just a punch.
What?
Now,
So
house
what?
rules may dictate differently, but that's up to you as an individual.
Would you say a lot of people in your friend group played it? Punch Bug, or was it?
I
just,
played it.
Was it just you, or was it?
I played it a
everybody
lot.
you knew? So it was only you.
No, yeah, we played it.
Do you ever got
Definitely.
punched as a result of that? A punch bug?
What do you mean? No, I was too good at the game.
You were okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as in, you were the only one actively playing it. Gotcha. Okay. It's all coming.
No.
It's all
Everybody
coming
was
together
playing
now.
it because I was punching them.
What about the Cybertruck makes you so angry? Can you describe it?
Look at it. Just look.
You don't think it looks cool? You don't think it looks sick?
I think it looks like the dumbest vehicle imaginable.
You don't think it looks like the Batmobile?
I have more respect for somebody riding a Segway than driving a Cybertruck.
What about a electric unicycle?
I think I have less respect for. I still think I'd have to go with the Cybertruck.
You do okay, so less respect for the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the thing is, I feel like it's been already proven that it's not a good car. Like, there's so many things that are wrong, just like badly made and impractical, and like have gone wrong because they were rushing to get it out. And you're already spending like what, over 100,000 on it just to get a car that's impractical and half broken,
right?
Which is hilarious. But my roommate drives like a regular Tesla, and it's a pretty cool car. But the Cybertruck, is it like, really? I mean, we do make fun of him because he's a Tesla driver, but like the car itself,
as you should,
the whole function inside the car is cool. Like the little tablet and all that it's nice. But
I refuse to believe that.
Okay, all right, whatever. Do you? How much longer do you think till Apple has a car?
I don't think Apple will make a car. I could see them making a plane or like a monorail or something like that.
But you don't like a big, like something that a company will own, but not the regular person. Okay.
Right.
Well, the Tesla is basically what you would imagine an Apple car would be.
Bad and broken and dumb.
Well, coming from someone
who ugly.
Coming from someone who has an Android, yeah, I guess you're not the person to have this conversation with. But I bet you would prefer a car that folds up when you're done. You drive up to your garage and you just fold it over.
That would be sick as hell, dude. I would love a Transformer.
It doesn't transform, it just folds over once. And so you can fit it in a tinier garage, I guess. I don't know.
Like, okay, would it fold like which axis would it fold across?
I mean, they sell them. They sell both of them.
Length or width? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, the width. There's really no garages that are just super thin. There's only ones that are kind of short, I feel like.
Can't wait to get the Toyota Flip.
You go out the back and that would be kind of cool. I don't know what the purpose of it would be. Maybe. Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, there's no purpose.
Don't back out. No, commit, bro.
Well, I was just saying it would be like a convertible, but like if it didn't have a roof, like instead of just pulling out the roof, you would just flip open the back and it would cover it up when you're done. Imagine like being able to park in like compact car spots because of that. Like that would be awesome. Yeah, you pull in and then, well, I don't know. Can you still drive it when it's flipped?
Yes, you have to be able to.
Is it like, are you just driving on, how many wheels does it have? Because you're losing half the wheels when you flip it. Does it have like more wheels, more little tiny wheels that it like goes down on once it flips?
No, I think so. You have the 4 big wheels, right?
Yeah.
And then it folds in on each other, and then it becomes like this kind of. There's still 4 wheels, but they're lined up like the non-hoverboard things. What are they called? The little, you know what I'm talking about. You have one.
It's a hoverboard, right? What are you talking about?
Is that what they're called?
I mean, the thing you stand on.
Yeah. Like where it's like 2 wheels on either side.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
But how does it?
And then you're like a bubble on the inside.
This is not coming together at all.
This is coming together perfectly. You have no vision.
What about the ones that flips sideways? Like,
I don't know. Okay. Listen.
It's got little training wheels that come down and that keeps it up.
Perfect.
Yeah. But I feel.
Can you think of?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
This is slightly changing the subject.
Yeah.
Because Punch Buggy has a nice ring to it, right? Or like Slug Bug. There's a nice. It's got a nice rhythm to it. What is that term for the Cybertruck?
I haven't heard Slug Bug, but I do like the rhyming of that.
Sure.
Punch Buggy just kind of flows off the tongue. Well, what are some other words for punch? I
don't have a thesaurus, and I'm dumb.
I mean,
I think it should be Cybertruck get fucked. And you just
I feel like people would
I
feel like people would misunderstand the aim of the game.
What do you mean?
It's just a little vague. Like, it could be taken different ways.
Whatever you're into.
Okay. Well, that is an option. That definitely sounds like the more hardcore version of Punch Bug.
It's only for the professionals.
And it does. I do like the rhyme. Why can I really not think of any other words for punching?
Yeah, same.
I feel like there's got to be like okay, I'm just gonna cheat and use the thesaurus.
I guess I'll cheat too then.
A cyber thump. That one's pretty good.
Cyber thump.
The
good.
cyber thump. Oh my gosh. I just got a million ads at once.
A million?
Okay, well 3. But it was a lot. The cyber poke. I feel
cyber poke. Now you're just saying like anime fight moves.
Poke.
Cyber poke.
The cyber thrust. The cyber strike.
I hate that.
I mean, cyber thump just kind of. I feel like that rolls off.
Cyber thump, I think, is the best option. And then you hit somebody in the head with a brick.
But I mean, cyber truck and fuck is pretty good too. So there's one or the other. I guess it'll be.
I feel like that's low hanging fruit, though.
Well, some people are into that, so.
That's true.
There is, or do you have anything else on this topic?
I do not at the moment.
Okay, this might be stealing your hot take, but if I,
okay.
You know that you're going to cut this middle part out while I confirm the Beatles. You remember the Beatles one on our on our sheet? I think it might be yours.
Yes. No, I think one of mine is the Beatles just suck, and then you have Beatles the bugs
insects
are better than
Beatles the band. Do you mind if I take that one? Because I
Go
feel
for
like
it, man.
it fits with our theme of we've been talking about the Volkswagen Beetles, so now we just keep it to just a Beetle themed episode.
I'm going to expect Beetle facts.
Well, I did not prepare, but there will be some Beetle facts for sure.
Absolutely Googling top 10 Beetle facts right now.
No, I'm doing it because it's mine.
Oh, okay.
Top 10 Beetle facts. Okay. I'll just read.
I'm so here for this.
Okay. We'll start. I'll just introduce. Okay, so for my hot take, we're sticking with the Beetle theme. And that specifically that one form of beetle is better than another form of something else. So the Beatles, the insect, are superior to the Beatles, the band, the lame 60s pop group. And I don't think you need me to explain why, but I'm going to anyways.
I do need you to explain why.
As a matter of fact, I got a list of 10 reasons why Beatles the insects are better than Beatles the band. Um,
Yeah.
reason number
Well,
one.
I mean, I think Beatles the insect can just do so many more things than Beatles the band can.
That's true. And really the only thing that Beatles the band can do is write, sing, and compose an annoying little ditty. And Beatles
Exactly.
already can make noise though. Like they can buzz, they can.
Yeah.
Are there Beatles that like?
Beatles the insect did more for music than Beatles the band.
That's true. Like they. Okay, actually, can you explain that? That is a kind of a wild statement, but
I mean, think about it. Beatles the band, like they haven't done anything for music, whereas Beatles the insect, you know, they released like Yesterday, you know, Hey Jude, and
True.
Beatles the band didn't. They're just little guys running around with pincers.
wasn't okay. I think you're mixed. You're a little mixed up right now. But
What? No.
So I'm talking about Beatles the little guys are better than Beatles the band. So Beatles the little
Which
guys.
little guys?
Beatles the little guys are the ones that didn't make any of the songs like Yesterday or Hey
Oh.
Jude. Beatles the band are the ones who did that.
Gotcha.
So I do think if we have to give them one plus to Beatles the band, it's that they did do a lot for music. But is it anything actually necessary or important, or something that I don't know, Harry Styles could have done 20 years later? Not 20, 50 years later. Probably not. On to my facts.
I think he could have. Yeah.
1 out of every 4 animals on Earth is a beetle. And once again, I'm talking.
And there's only 4 band members of the Beatles.
Yeah. So here's the difference. 1 out of every 4 animals is a beetle. 4 of every single animal in the world are the Beatles. And looking at it that way, there's really no comparison. If these two get in a fight, the Beatles are winning every time. All right, on to number 2.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just imagined like a Noah's Ark like line of animals that are all just a different version of the band, the Beatles.
Yeah, no, it doesn't exist. Fact number 2: Beatles live everywhere. And the Beatles only live in England. So I don't even know.
Half of them are dead,
and
anyways.
half of them are dead. So half of them aren't alive. So that.
Or are all of them dead? I don't know.
I think there's one alive. I think at least one is still alive. Well, Paul McCartney, he was a Beatle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still pretty active. He's still making music.
He is?
He is, yeah. I think he just did a tour a couple years ago, maybe last year. But
oh, dang.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Insects did a tour?
They tour every year, every summer. They come out and tour. And they do it everywhere. Like McCartney, you gotta look up the tour dates. You gotta travel somewhere. A Beatle, I bet you could find them on their tour anytime, any place, anywhere. So
yeah, they're so much more accessible and so much more like open to their fans.
That's true. Yeah, they it feels like the Beatles haven't really put any effort into trying to be open to people of all different. Not every wheelchair accessible people probably can't get to the Beatles the band. A person in a wheelchair could find a Beatle bug anywhere. So
that's true.
Fact number 2. The number 3 actually. Most adult Beatles wear body armor. Maybe.
And when's the last time Paul McCartney wore a suit of armor?
That's probably never. Maybe they did in a music video or something, but that was 50 years ago. So.
But every single adult Beatle insect wears armor, and
all
that's
the time,
cool.
All day, every day. On tour everywhere near you.
On tour everywhere near you.
fact number 4, Beatles vary dramatically in size. That's true. Okay, you look at the Beatles, the band, they're all roughly about the same size. Really no variety. It's just kind of the same old. But you got little Beatles. You got, what's the bit? You know the giant ones with the horns?
The rhinoceros beetles?
Yeah, rhinoceros beetles. I think the biggest one is the Goliath beetle, and it's like bigger than your hand. Like you can't even like. It's large. Look up a picture.
That's horrifying.
Or should I send you a picture?
I have Google.
Okay. Well, I guess they're about the size of a person's palm.
That's still horrifying. Have I mentioned that I have a fear of big bugs?
You have not mentioned that.
Yep, I hate them.
Okay, well, it sounds like you should actually be on the side of the Beatles band then, because these beetles vary, and the other beetles vary in size quite a bit. Some of them get big.
I can't handle that. Okay.
Okay, well, none of them are as big as Beatles the band, so maybe that's what you should just keep in mind. As scary as the Goliath beetle is, he's not even half the size of Paul McCartney. So,
oh my god.
Yeah, you're probably more scared. You are more scared of Paul McCartney than you are of Goliath Beatles.
Absolutely, I would cower in fear before him.
Too
big.
Okay, fact number 5: adult beetles chew their food. The regular, the Beatles band, everyone knows they swallow their food whole or just drink it through a straw.
Just unhinge their jaws.
That's kind of disgusting. That's gross. No one likes it. No one wants to see it.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. So that one's kind of a give me, but it needed to be mentioned. Beetles have a big impact on the economy. Let me explain. Only a tiny fraction of the insect population can be considered pests. But the order Coleoptera includes a few pests of economic importance. So bark beetles and kill millions of trees each year. So they boost the economy for pesticide producers. So there you go. If we didn't have beetles the bugs, we wouldn't need pesticides, and that would be a whole industry that is currently destroying the earth that wouldn't be around.
So that would be a point. Wait. So is that a point for the band, the Beatles?
I mean,
because
do you have any connection with pesticide companies?
I might.
Okay, well, it's a
you
plus.
Don't know me.
It's a plus for anyone with connection to a pesticide company, I guess. So, without the Beatles, you wouldn't have your company.
Okay.
What has Beatles the band done for the economy?
Love Beatles.
Nothing.
They haven't earned a single dollar.
They have not earned a single dollar. They have not, supported
they haven't made anybody money.
Yeah, they've made no one money. They have not, brought in large amounts of people to certain towns. They have, really just have done nothing they have nothing to show for themselves. So, we already kind of addressed this one. Fact number 6 or 7: Beetles can be noisy. Okay, so here's some examples. The Death Watch beetle, they bang their heads against the walls of their wood tunnels, making a surprisingly loud knocking sound. Darkling beetles tap their abdomens on the ground, and a good number of beetles stridulate. Have you ever picked up a June bug? They squeal. You know those, the ones that
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's horrifying, and I hate it. But also, I just want to go back to the Death Watch beetles and how freaking metal it is that they're called Death Watch beetles, and they just pound their head against the side of a wall.
That's pretty hardcore. The Beatles don't have any songs as hardcore as the Death Watch beetle just going.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. So clear winner there. All right, we're wrapping it up. Last 3 facts. Some beetles glow in the dark. Obviously, the Beatles band.
Never seen Ringo Starr glowing. Not
That's
once.
true. He has no glow because is he dead? I think he's dead. I think he's gone.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Number 9, an obvious one. Weevils are beetles too. Come on, man. Weevils, the Beatles,
What's
the band
a
are
weevil?
well, look them up. They're easily recognized by their elongated, comical beaks. You, I mean, they're pretty cool. Are you looking them up, or should I send a picture?
Weevil.
Look at these guys. They're sick.
I hate that.
These are great.
That's horrifying.
No, these are great.
That's horrid. Hate that.
I'm gonna send you a little picture real quick.
Is it a weevil?
It's hard to say.
I swear to God.
Okay.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
Pretty good.
He has sent me a picture that says, "See no weevil, hear no weevil, speak no weevil."
And what's it a picture of?
It's
Paul
a
McCartney.
weevil.
All right. Final fun fact. The Beatles have been
Yes.
around for 270 million years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Beatles the band.
How old's the oldest Beatle?
Let's see.
Dude, the oldest one's
it's-
only been around since 1940.
It's Ringo. Yeah. So that's what, 80 some years?
That's nothing.
80 years compared to 270 million. So yeah, no contest there. And half of them are, probably not going to make it another million years. So
No way.
no way. All right. Well,
No way.
those 10 fascinating facts about Beatles were courtesy of Thought Co. Written by Debbie Hadley, the entomology expert.
Don't you mean 10 reasons Beatles the insect are better than Beatles the band?
Yes, of course. I mean, 10 fascinating facts that are reasons that Beatles the insect are better than Beatles the band, written by Debbie Hadley. Yes. Just want to give credit my sources there.
I respect that. And honestly, I'm convinced. Beatles can do so much more than the band can.
So we've confirmed Beatles are better than Cybertrucks. Beatles.
Yes. Wait.
Yeah, Beatles.
Yeah. Beatles the insect are better than Cybertrucks. And
Beatles the insect are better. Wait. Beatles the
And
insect
we
are
should
better than
punch
Beatles the Cybertruck.
the band the Beatles.
And then we should, if you see a beetle in public, punch him. And
yes.
and that's kind of a good way to sum it all up.
Great. Beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you for listening to this nonsense. If you've enjoyed it and want us to keep growing, or want us to keep going, the best way you can help us is to spread the word. Tell a friend. Give us a review on whatever podcasting app you're listening to. Anything to add, McKay?
Bzzz. That was a beetle. That was a weevil, actually.